And, I was one of those guys, Jerry. I was one of those guys.
You're working it, though. You're working it. There's a difference, man.
Even before that, even when I was a teenager, I went with my dad, and I sat in the balcony at the Sheraton Center Hotel on 52nd Street.
It's different.
And
when was that? When was that you're talking about, though? You're talking, what, 70s?
1970s.
Yeah, so it wasn't on TV. It was a new exotic experience. It wasn't, you know what I mean? The draft wasn't like now. I mean, it wasn't 18 hours long, spread out over 37 days and 3 time zones and all of that stuff like it is now. But and I'm with you. But I think that's a different era. But still, the fact that they're going to take that thing traveling, they sell out buildings for that thing. We're not talking about the games. We're talking about the practices. We're talking about the time where we sit down and pick where the rookies are going to go play. I mean, more power to your marketing department. More power to you.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. That my wife used to work for the company that owns Radio City, and I can tell you they're not happy losing that gig. They're not happy. They're upset.
I'm sure
that was another moneymaker in the spring schedule for them. That they didn't. That was more work for their people to get that building open and ready, and vendors selling things and the crowds coming in. That they're now lost. They just lost 3 days of attendance, basically.
Yeah, it's like a traveling media thing now. The NFL can make a whole week-long thing out of it. They can have those little access booths and the different little things and some autograph sessions, and they can make whole traveling thing out of it. And they'll make a week of events or a weekend or whatever of events out of it. They'll have golf tournaments tied in with it and all the stuff like they do. It'll be almost like a second Hall of Fame weekend, like that kind of thing, with all of those events and different things that they do. And hey, more power. Like I said, it's more power to the media, power of your league and your ability to sell yourself when you can get people that interested in you sitting down and handing some names up on a card, man. So more power to you guys. Hey, last thing, kind of Browns related. You and I next week, we will be clear of the preseason, and I think next week you and I will talk about your outlook on the Browns, and the NFL will get your picks for the playoffs and stuff. But Josh Gordon, today word comes out that his DUI is pushed, his hearing is pushed back to I think it's November. So that's out of his hair for now. But once again, I mentioned it yesterday. I just continue to talk about we've gotten past the point where this is acceptable, the delay in all of this. I mean, what was it I just saw? Who was it that just got suspended quickly? Merriweather from the Redskins just got the 2-game suspension. Now, I know there's different parts of the collective bargaining agreement. I understand that Josh filed an appeal and this is different. But, I mean, 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, not even a week ago, 3 days ago, the guy nails Torrey Smith, and he's suspended for 2 games instantly a few days later. And we're still sitting around going, hey, anybody know what's going on with Josh Gordon? Come on now.
No, I agree with you, and but let me tell you something. This could work out in his favor because now he might wind up playing the entire season.
A lot of people are speculating that. What makes you think that that's possible? I mean, I've had several people say, "What do you think? Does this mean he's going to play all season?" I mean, because my question is, let's say they don't announce anything this week. We get through preseason game number 4. What if the season starts? Can he play in week 1 and then the decision comes down and they go up, lost because it's 12 months, so he would just be lost until week 2 of next season. There's nothing that says that
they could do that.
The hammer stays over his head. Like, that's the other thing is, how do you plan for week 1 with the hammer just constantly hanging there?
No, you're right. But the thing is, that's for Cleveland, that's a good sign because you're sending a message. Whether it's right or wrong is another story, but you're sending a message that this is not on Goodell's front burner, that this is not the most important thing he has to deal with. So, it's possible that he won't get reprimanded until next year.
Let me ask you though, Bill.
The Browns happen to wind up being 9-6 coming into the last game of the season, and a 10th win gets them in the playoffs, and a 6th loss, 7th loss means they're out. and he winds up not playing, then yeah, you're right. It's not a good thing. But it is a good thing if they're signaling that, hey, you know, we're not going to hear your case until November, so you're not going to get.
But they've already heard it.
You're going to get punished
next
year.
It's already been heard. It's already been appealed. The suspension's already in the books. We're just waiting on the arbitrator to release his ruling. But here's my thing. What you just said, why can't the NFL call Ray Farmer and say, this is on the back burner, you're not going to have to worry about it for a while? You can't not say anything, is my point.
That way.
You can't not say it. How are you just going to leave it there?
If they did things that, but Jerry, if they did things that way, they wouldn't be in the NFL.
That's my point, is that it's a joke. That's my point, is that it's a joke.
You're right.
Because what you said is fine.
And you're right.
If it's like, hey, this is not on our front burner, that's cool. But you could tell the Browns, listen, it is going to come down at some point. But for now, you guys don't have to worry about it. We're expecting it's going to be at least 2 months before we make any kind of announcement. Or that's my thing, is the league cannot nudge and wink and say, well, you know, as long as we don't say anything, Cleveland can relax, because it's the opposite. As long as you don't say anything, nobody can relax. Nobody. You know? And if I was the Browns, I would be making that point to the league, even though I know that they say they have to sit and wait. My point would be, hey, it's one thing if I know he's gone. Hey, I've had some trade possibilities come across my table. I could have made a move for a veteran wide receiver, but I've waited and waited and waited, and now you've really handcuffed me at the start of the season here, NFL. Give us some clarity. If I was the Browns, I've been patient until now, but if there's not a ruling by the end of this week, I've got to ask the NFL to just give me some guidance on how should I go forward. Am I going to have him for the rest of the season? Can you guys agree not to put any punishment down until the end of the season? I mean, what should we hold him out now so that if you suspend him, these games already count? You know, like, you know, maybe if we hold him out, then he's already serving the suspension rather than waiting. You know what I mean? Like when in football or in baseball, when a guy gets suspended and they appeal it and the guy gets to keep playing during the appeal, like, should we hold him out so that he's just serving his suspension now? Are we doing more damage by keeping him out there? Those are the questions I'm asking the NFL, and I just think it's BS. And I've said this before, it has nothing to do with Cleveland. I would be saying this if it was the New York Jets we were talking about. But
fair enough.
It is what it is, man. I mean, I can't change it. I can just complain about it. So I'm going to move on since I can't change it. Bill, my man, anything you're looking to see from the Browns and the Bears here in the final game? Bears aren't going to try to do a whole lot of anything. Browns say starters probably going to play the first quarter. Manziel probably play the second quarter. All the backups in the second half. They need to get some work. Anything you're looking for?
I'm looking for cohesion on the offensive and defensive lines. I am looking for the pass rush on defense, and obviously we're looking for them to protect against the pass rush on the offense. And I want to see guys running the correct routes. It's now the 4th week of the preseason. If you don't know the playbook by now, it's too late.
Absolutely. And you know what? On top of what you do, I'll add something else. I'd like to just see Nate Burleson, because I was looking at some of the stuff he was saying this morning. I was reading his latest breakdown after practice, and he was stressing how the team has been careful with him because of the injury and not letting him play. And there's talk that he may not make the final roster because he hasn't played at all and has barely practiced. But when you listen to him talk, he talks like it's the team's plan. Well, you know, they're keeping me out. You know, we're worried about getting ready for the regular season. I don't know if he's misjudging the situation or if there's just some miscommunication, because he talks like the Browns they're not worried at all. They're holding them out until the regular season starts. But meanwhile, Penton's talking about, hey, it wouldn't hurt to see him play because that's going to be part of this too. I don't know. I don't know. There seems to be some miscommunication. I don't know if there's a spot on this team for him or not. You would think that there would be. But if he hasn't been healthy enough to practice and he hasn't been healthy enough to play, how do you keep him a spot on this team?
Well, obviously, it's a choice between whether or not he's healthy enough to be carried on the roster and that he'll improve enough to contribute down the road later on in the season, or if he's just a wasted body.
And that's part of where Gordon comes in. If you know you're getting Gordon back in week 8 or a week after game 8, then maybe you don't keep a guy that you're hoping will develop like Burleson. You know, I'm just saying, when it comes down to the roster crunch, that also affects how I put my roster together. I just think it's a load of bogus crap anyways, it's a load of crap that any team should have to deal with this, and a player too, Josh Gordon too. I mean, just
and you're right. You're absolutely right. And you know, you got to feel bad for Josh at this point, regardless of the fact that he knows he made a mistake.
Yeah, I'm with you because it's his fault. I don't feel bad for Josh Gordon. I feel bad for everybody else that's affected by Josh Gordon, whether it's players, teammates, coaches, owners, general managers, and fans. Those are the people I feel bad for. But I'm with you.
Well, obviously, one thing they won't do this year, Jerry, is have a Josh Gordon cam on him when he's on the sidelines. You know?
Well, they may have one, but it'll be more like Big Brother watching him at the house. All right, Dr. Football, my man, you and I, we'll talk on Tuesday. We'll kind of look ahead and we'll get your season predictions next Tuesday.
Yeah, man, the day after Labor Day. Time to put it all up or shut up.
Absolutely. Dr. Football, enjoy your holiday and enjoy the final preseason week, and we'll catch up next week and get ready for the regular season.
All right, man. You be good, and tell that LG to stay well, okay?
You got it. My man, Dr. Football. Right. You guys can tweet with Bill at AskDrFootball. We're going to take a break. You can tweet with me at the Sports Fix CLE. You can call me 216-539-7535, but you better do it quick, because when we come back, we're wrapping things up on the Sports Fix. You guys are a trip over there in the chat room. 216-539-7535. 216-539-7535. Final segment of the Sports Fix coming up next.
Warning. Listening to the Sports Fix could cause serious injury, bodily harm, or even death.
Ah, broken blood vessel!
You've been warned. The Sports Fix.
Hey, this is Antoine Jameson, and you listen to the Sports Fix.
Whether it's an oil change or a new set of tires, Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck has you covered for your car care needs. They're your neighborhood quick service experts. They also offer a low price tire guarantee. Choose from 13 brands, and if you find the same tires at a lower price within 30 days, Quick Lane at Valley Ford will refund the difference. 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 bridge in Valley View. Come see why life is better in the Quick Lane. QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
The Sports Fix is now available every day on the world's largest internet radio service, iHeartRadio. Download the free iHeartRadio app, subscribe to the show, and get your fix.
Need the perfect ingredients for a great tailgating experience? All you need are good friends, football, and your favorite food served hot off the propane grill. When grilling, keep the grill top open when lighting, and don't close it until you're sure the grill is lit. Use soapy water to check for leaks between the hose and cylinder connections. Never use an open flame. Always transport and store cylinders in an upright position, and never store or use cylinders indoors. For more tips, visit usepropane.com. This message was brought to you by your local propane retailer.
Hi, this is Dean Chenoweth, head coach of Cleveland's Lake Erie Monsters, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
That's right. I came back to the James Brown, baby. Welcome back to the Sports Fix. J-Rock back with you. Final segment of the show. And you know what? I just thought of something else with this whole Josh Gordon thing. Where do we take him in your fantasy football draft? I mean, we've all, everybody plays in various leagues, whether you're playing in our league with the Sports Fix Fantasy Challenge, whether you're playing in whatever leagues personally that you're in. Where do you take Josh Gordon? Do you take him where his talent deserves to be taken and not know if he's playing? Get down with your bad self, James Brown. But I don't know. But there's also the fantasy football question. Speaking of, we will answer the question of where everybody gets taken when we draft 1 week from tonight, next Tuesday. We have, as it looks now, 1, possibly 2 open slots here before we kick things off. If you want to be a part of the Sports Fix Fantasy Challenge, play along with us around the world, wherever you're at. We're using the ESPN fantasy platform so that everybody can use it on every device and all